Every battleground state matters. Trump maintains a slight lead in Pennsylvania as he opens his lead further in the border state of Arizona. Harris, however, is making gains in Michigan and Wisconsin. So ahead of the debate where President Trump is most likely to focus his resources, that's the question. Joining us now to discuss these recent polling trends is Jim McLaughlin. Jim, thank you so much for joining us. I know you live and breathe polling night and day. What do you make of these latest numbers?
Look, I think the latest New York Times Siena poll has really panicked the Democrats. I think it's really panicked the White House. And look, the truth of the matter is she never really got a bump out of the convention. And I think she's really insulted the intelligence of the voters because she's been on the campaign trail, what is it now, about 50 days? And she still hasn't done a one-on-one interview with anyone in the media. The one interview she did do is kind of a more or less an infomercial by CNN, and she had to have her, I guess her wingman, for lack of a better term, Tim Waltz there. But if you look at that New York Times poll, it's even worse when you start looking at the internals. And what the internals of that survey is telling you, basically, Donald Trump has doubled his support among black voters. He's doing better than any Republican has done in modern history among Hispanic voters. So the Democrats are really worried about what's going on here. Who knows? They may be getting ready to swap Kamala Harris out of the presidential race like they did Joe Biden.
Maybe it'll just take one debate, right? Well, Kamala Harris's favorables on June 27 seem to be, according to Real Clear Politics average, was 39%, which even that number seems high considering her personality and her whole presentation. But on August 14, we saw a rise, right? 40%, 45%. And then now it's continuing. We're back up to like the 48% area. And in some polls for the popular vote, Trump is still ahead according to that margin. But you know, I've been to your offices, your McLaughlin and Associates. You guys have reams of papers and documents, and you keep record of all of these different polls and how they track. How would you compare where Trump was this time last go around?
That's a great question. And what you saw in the polls at this very same time, whether it was 2016 when President Trump won an electoral college victory, or in 2020 where the race was decided by about barely 40,000 votes, Donald Trump was down in these national polls anywhere from 6 to 8 points. So the fact that he's actually ahead in some of these, national polls. And as you were just saying, Chanel, if you look at what's going on in Pennsylvania, he's got a slight lead in the battleground state. He's ahead in Georgia. He's ahead in North Carolina. And even Arizona, a state that he didn't win last time, but he's actually ahead there. And the other state where he's doing very well is in Nevada. And the reason why he's doing so well in both Nevada and Arizona is because he's overperforming, quite frankly, for a Republican among the all-important Hispanic voters. And folks ask me all the time, why is President Trump doing so well among Hispanics? Well, the reason why he's doing so well with Hispanic voters is the same reason he's doing well with all voters. They're worried about the economy. They're worried about inflation, cost of living. They're worried about safety and crime. And they're also worried about immigration and the border. Because these Hispanic voters, they came to this country and they did it the right way. They did it through the rule of law, and they came here to be Americans, and they don't want to see America wind up like these third world dictatorships like they've seen in places like Central America and Mexico, etc.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.